of recording.
Thank
You
you.
lucky person, you.
Goodbye.
Bye.
Piss off. Hello people with things to hide, I am Firebolt and welcome to Britain Simulator 2021. Orwell? It's not right. Anyway, welcome to my job. I'm just gonna log into the National Surveillance Network thingy. I have to create a profile though. Right, which of these looks like me? Eeny, meeny, miny, mo, can't just see it. Right, so guess I'll be... Sure, why not? That definitely looks like me in every way. And I'll be Firebolt. I don't want to enter my email address. Fuck off. That's my actual privacy. I'm confused if this is actually signing up for something. I think it is. But, yeah, no, I'll do this one. Right, so this says to agree to the following terms. That I am aware that my actions may severely impact the lives of citizens of the nation. I will work thoroughly and judge objectively to the best of my belief. Yeah, right. While working, I will adhere to the laws and jurisdiction of the nation. I think I'm breaking several laws right now. Anyway, I'll agree to this. Thank you for ensuring the safety of the nation's people. Your registration is now complete. I could be an AI. I could be an evil AI. Oh, we have surveillance footage. Someone running. Very suspicious. Whoever it is, I think it's that guy. Ooh. Have facial recognition, so we can, Ooh, there's no record of them. They must have something to hide. As people with no brain cells say. I don't know. I find it weird to just want to watch everyone all the time. Dun, 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 dun. Oh, we're finding people with police records. Do you notice that feels more weird to me? Just get. Oh, I thought we were just gonna watch surveillance footage all day, but no, there's been a terrorism, and as you might suspect, this is a game about surveilling on people to respond to that, I suppose. So this is Symes, old Simey-Wimey. You're online. Good. Call me Symes. I will be your advisor on Orwell. Together we will form both the first and last line of defense against terrorism. For this test phase, you are one of the first people to try out the Orwell system under real circumstances. Selected from thousands of applicants from across the globe. Wait, from across the globe? Are we like outsourcing our surveillance network here? I mean, that feels like something that would be a bit open to, like, exploitation by, like, spies from foreign governments, but... Oh well. I'm sure our actual surveillance system is as well. Normally congratulations would be in order, but as you can see from the footage, there's been an incident. So, let's get started. And we have a reader here. I've attached the reader tool for you. Its purpose is storing bookmarks to online websites and documents for easy access, and to highlight when there is new information to be investigated. First, I want you to be informed of the situation. Our leading newspaper, the National Beholder, will bring you up to speed. I'm sure this is entirely unbiased and trustworthy information from the National Beholder here. Oh, we have our first person who is unknown. Feel free to browse the National Beholder. I've activated the profiler. Open the unknown person file once you're done. So yeah, most of the game takes place sort of through this interface by filling in information on people. However, you get to pick what information you upload. Not all of it's going to be reliable or entirely truthful, so you kind of need to discern when they're being sarcastic, whether it's likely that they actually are that. But also the information that you feed to your handler, I suppose. It's just making this feeling even more weird and dystopian. Yeah, the information you feed to them, that's all they get on that person. So it kind of changes how the story works as you're going along, because they don't actually get to like sift through information. They don't have time for that. That's why I'm guessing they want to gather information on everyone, so they're just like letting loads of random people do it after they've signed up. Which is why someone like me got the job. The profiler holds all known information on those we investigate. The file you have opened is for our main suspect. The blue-haired woman that the CCTV footage shows before the assault is no stranger to the police. Take a look at the arrest record. The Freedom Memorial. I was gonna sort of say like the whole idea of like just surveillance isn't really that true to like what Orwellian means, but yeah, the Freedom Memorial's beginning to feel like more in terms of like the doublespeak that is actually Orwellian in terms of the story writing. We can read more on the explosion here. Any information here? They believe it was an act of terror. An anonymous letter containing stanzas of a German folk song, Die Gedanken sind frei, the thoughts are free. And Prime Minister Blaine issued a public press statement condemning the assault, well, I would hope so, and put the nation on high alert until the perpetrators have been brought to justice. Yes, we can access arrest records, which I'm not sure if these are publicly available, if I just have like increased access because of the system here. And we can also read the headlines here. Negotiations in Triflif, the Pargesian president aborts negotiations with opposition. That's like our sort of enemy, I guess. And movie shooting of 100 Grey Shadows to be completed. Anyway, yes, let's look at this person's arrest record. So we can upload her photo here. Hang on. The highlighted elements in the record are pieces of data that are able to be extracted. We call these elements data chunks. Hovering over data chunks will reveal their relevance to the case and any connections or information it may influence. Drag and drop all data chunks from the police database into a profile to upload them to our servers. So we can upload her photo there, and we can change that in the future if we want, but that's just our best photo that we've got right now, and we know her name now. We can add information here that she's been charged with assaulting a police officer, which is factual, and I think we kind of have to upload, even if we're not entirely sure the circumstances of that. It sort of, if there's no conflict with other information available to you, you should probably upload it. Very good. Pictures and names are crucial information for Orwell to identify a person. Information in documents can only become a data chunk when it can clearly be assigned to a target person. Add the reason for Miss Watergate's prior arrest that has just been unlocked. We will need this info to progress. Yeah, so I don't really have a choice there. And when you upload information like that, we get extra data based on what we've uploaded, which gives us more to upload. Good. With the data you extracted from the police record, a new document can now be accessed. Now, let me ask you a question. Do you believe in coincidence? Yeah, I guess. I do not. Well, you're an idiot. Find data revealing where she attacked the police officer and you'll see what I mean. Yeah, this is kind of very speculative for accusing her of being a terrorist here. Woman allegedly injured a police officer 2 weeks ago remains in custody. Trial scheduled for August. So the incident occurred during a rampage at the Freedom Plaza, part of a demonstration against the newest amendments to the government's model project, the Safety Bill. I mean, the actual information I'm uploading is just that it was at the Freedom Plaza, not that it was like some dangerous rampage. We might find other circumstances there. The exact same location as the assault. Then she turns up there right before the explosion? Surely not a coincidence. I mean, it could be. As you know, Miss Watergate is still running around freely. We should find out why. We should also gather more background information on her. I want to know who we're really dealing with. And an artist by profession. That seems like something that might be useful. That might, yeah. Probably have like some website for her. Oh yes, one who does street art by blowing memorials to pieces. Yeah, look, at times you're a little bit prejudgmental here. Like, we're accusing this person of terrorism and you're just like, she does street art, she must be a terrorist. Calm down, mate. Calm down. Great, you have found another document. Before we go on, let's clarify your job and how it affects mine, shall we? You seem like a dick. You've extracted all the info I already know about Miss Watergate. Starting now, I'm going into this case blind. Right, so he's been able to see this so far, but now it's just the information I'll upload that he'll see. The Orwell Ethical Codex dictates that investigators, like yourself, are the only ones allowed to access the documents of target persons. It's not like I'm recording this or anything. Advisors like me only get to see the data provided by the investigators. We will then draw conclusions and request action. Your primary job is to provide information you deem important. Never give away incorrect or misleading data. Whoops, I guess I'm probably going to do that at some point. You may hit disable on a data chunk you do not want to pass on to Orwell. However, some data chunks might be necessary to progress on the case. Say like when they lead to other documents that would progress the story. And also here, just subliminally advertising, we want you to serve the nation in the National Beholder. Wonder if that might be relevant. I think there is like another story that they did for this that involves like the whole Pargesian thing a lot more. So we can look at Cassandra's portfolio. There's also apparently some more information in the headlines here. I think I can read through these things if I want to, but I really don't care. So our main lead right now is her portfolio. We might be able to find some more information about her. That's a bit of a nice photo, so I'll upload that. Colourful inhabitant of Wonderland right behind the radio. I wonder what happens if I upload this, because that will be listed as her address, because the AI that's sort of leading me to these data chunks can't actually discern things like that. I want to see what will happen if I upload incorrect information. So you're under the impression that our wonderful Miss Watergate is really living in Wonderland. Somehow I doubt that. Call it intuition. People's lives are hanging about, so what if you pass me something I cannot identify as wrong so easily? You have to be more careful next time round. I can't delete that information. Uh-oh. Well, I'll find another address that's more specific at some point about Wonderland. Quit previous job to focus on art career, that seems relevant. We might be able to find out where she worked previously. And her UTEL account. So you want to find like aliases and stuff like that, that we can use to find where they are on social media, because we want to spy on them. Quite simply. Anyway, good, you found a chat handle. That will allow us to overhear any conversation on that account. Oh yeah, those are private messages, not just like public posts. So here's where we get really into the spying. Listener has now been unlocked. New conversations will appear whenever they are started. We do have some more information here. If we scroll down, we have she has a cat called Kikiko. The businessman's forgotten daughter of entrepreneurs. Yeah, I think that's fair to assume, although it might be artistic license. Christmas present for my darling. Right, so we know that she's in a relationship with someone. Might be able to find out who that is. No other information here. Anyway, a conversation started with an unknown person. Hey you. Hey Jossie. I can't seem to find my credit card. I assume you took it, right? You got me, Sherlock. I do like how it has like sort of real-time conversation here. I'm in the middle of buying all of Bonton with that platinum card I listed on your desk. Can't stop me now. Stole a credit card from an unknown person. I feel like it's not exactly going to be theft once we find out who this is. Anyway, well, luckily for you, I don't mind you going on a splurge as long as you pick up some wine for dinner. Wine? What does Joseph Langley, my fearless attorney, wink wink, and all-round badass have in mind this time? Prob's just a business call from one of his favourite clients. Actually, yes, that's exactly what's going to happen. Very serious business, Cassandra. I thought as much. Guess I better pick up shitloads of wine. You'll have to get this client of yours pretty buzzed to handle all that business. One bottle should be fine. She's a lightweight. Oh, whatever. I guess I shouldn't pick up some of those party pills from Big Pharma, aka my parents then. Oh, come on, I was only teasing. Speaking of your parents, when are you going to tell them about us? Yeah, maybe gotta go now. Text you later. XOXO. Yeah, so pharmaceutical entrepreneurs, that's probably right. And we can find out what they do. Watergate, pharma entrepreneurs, does that ring a bell? No, because I don't live in this universe. That seems like relevant information. Of Joseph Langley there. You now have a profile for a related person can be accessed via profile. Data chunks will only appear for targeted persons, can only be extracted into their relevant profiles. I feel like I have to put this here. It might be relevant information, but I wouldn't exactly call it stealing because it feels like they're very familiar. But wait, she stole a credit card of her lawyer? Really? Well, we should be able to track down the credit card of this Langley down and lock it for him. Done. No, really, no need to panic me, Mr. Langley. I feel like we're gonna have a bit of a surprise from them there. Anyway, yeah, so we found Watergate Pharmaceuticals here. Mephirin Blue, interesting. And her father, presumably. Oh, head of the charity foundation, Children of Parges. Dr. Alice Watergate. And her, who... no, she said that she recently quit her job to become an artist, I think. So I don't think that's actually accurate information. But she was at some point. Also, we can upload... I think that's an old photo, so maybe it's not as relevant, but... Is that actually the same person? Alice and Bruno's daughter, Cassandra. And then we have her mother and father there. Ah, now I see. Keeping it a family affair. Documents that you've already reviewed may be updated from time to time as events unfold. The reader will notify you when that happens. Natural Beholder just published a new article. You may want to take a look and see if there's any new information available. I feel like you should have the information before the national newspaper, but okay. Should we put this information in? I mean, it was once, right? Yeah, sure, why not? Yeah, I think it was like, we know that she quit her job to do that, so it's registered that, and that she was once the junior COO. I guess that way everything stays in the family. Being an artist and a junior COO seems quite odd. She also mentioned she had quit her dull job, didn't she? Yeah, I've connected the dots there already, mate. Jobs. This might be relevant. Yeah, so it'll be that she actually quit that. Makes a bit more sense. Or maybe I was wrong and nothing stays in the family. Ouch. This is probably what she meant about quitting her job. Good. Yeah, I'm aware. And then it's just over to the national newspaper. Crime rates continue to drop. Yeah, I feel like this is just basically a mouthpiece for the government. And there's there's no allegory for that right now, is there? Implementation of the safety bill. I can actually, the party. Yeah, this is just a bunch of propaganda. Nothing really relevant to the case. Procedure. Here we go. Procedure closing raises manipulation suspicions. Investigation into malicious injury of a police officer has been dropped due to lack of evidence. Speculated that the accused parent manipulated the trial, so she's been accused here, and that's her lawyer, Joseph Langley. Orwell informed me you just encountered conflicted data chunks. Whenever the content of two data chunks are at odds with one another, those will be shown as conflicted. When you extract one of the data chunks containing a conflict, the others will become invalid immediately. I'd highly recommend that you clarify the context of the conflict before you proceed, though this is your decision. Once the information has been passed, there's no way to reverse your choice. Case being closed due to lack of evidence, the wealthy family of the accused might have influenced the outcome. I mean, that's a fact that it was closed due to lack of evidence, but it doesn't mean that was necessarily rightfully closed. They openly voiced their concerns. Relatives of the victim. Is there any evidence of the influencing there? Interesting. The defense successfully brought video evidence depicting the incident in question, turning the tide of the proceeding. So it feels like, reasonably, they didn't really have enough evidence to convict them, and with this being at a protest, especially with like contemporary news, I suppose, although it's been going on for a long time, it feels like it's probably more likely that, I mean, she might have hit like a police officer, but it's probably not as clear cut as just she attacked him for no reason. This is in 2017, by the way. Anyway, yeah, I'll upload that, I think. It seems more based in actual facts. This is what I figured. A pity that the CCTV feed did not actually help. Yeah, I'm sorry, but like, if you want this whole surveillance state thing, then you have to accept the evidence that provides you with. Maybe it will today. Yeah, you really want to convict this person with like no evidence that they did anything. It's just, oh, they punched someone here last week and they were also here this week. Maybe they just lived nearby. Currently, I'm thinking that our Miss Watergate underwent quite a radical change, don't you agree? Yeah, it's called like moving out of your parents' shadow to become an artist. It seems like a fairly typical thing for someone of, I presume, her age. Let's find out what happened in between these two lives of her, what might have caused this radical shift. I mean, she might not have wanted to have been a junior COO before, but anyway, yeah, her timeline on timelines, which I'm guessing is sort of like analogous to maybe Instagram or something. Yeah, we can find her birth here. Date of birth, that might be relevant to something, I don't know. Probably not, but what she's interested in might be interesting. Art, music, activism. What's the lineup? Yeah, you feel like someone who I would deeply despise in person. First day in freedom, far away from the shackles of Watergate Farmer. What? Who's gonna pay for your stuff now? Mum and Daddy won't like this. Listen, Jake, I'm not Daddy's little girl anymore. My art already got me a lot of money, more than enough to pay all my bills. Don't you worry about me. Despised puppets of the state, you have finally managed to destroy us entirely. There is nothing left to do but congratulate you. These are my personal wishes to you from the deepest abyss of my heart. Fuck all of you government lasses. I mean, it's true, but like, it feels like you're gonna twist that into something. What is the matter? That totally doesn't sound like you. You haven't hung out for ages. You gotta get out from time to time. You'd feel much better. Just shut your freaking mouth. Not in the mood. Broken friendship? What does this conflict with? In a relationship with Joseph Langley. Interesting. Being in a relationship with your own lawyer. I'm not really sure of the legal precedent with that, but it's interesting. With her lawyer, might be noteworthy. Yeah, so that makes sense why she took his credit card. Not necessarily that you should take the credit cards of people you're in relationships with, but it might be something that they already kind of have agreed is okay. But surprised they have to mention the speculations over her parents buying her out. Make the click counts go boom. Yeah, they don't seem to have provided much evidence of that, so it seemed more appropriate to put in that it was dismissed because of lack of evidence, because that is actually what happened. Harrison O'Donnell says, you're my heroine. 1,000 cams on the plaza, but no proof. We've shown to the world this dirty surveillance machinery only exists to intimidate and to mislead people into believing false promises. Cams for safety, one big lie. Just her changing her profile picture there. Casarfus, an alias there, and Harrison O'Donnell there inviting to It's always good to record every alias, then we can match data chunks to the target persons whenever they are using them. So Harrison O'Donnell invited her to an activist group. An activist group? Is there anything more specific? We got something from the listener here. No, it's the same person. Hey, did you hear about the Freedom Plaza bombing? Yeah, don't remind me. You know I have a history with that place. Already fucking me up enough that I have to catch a bus from there every day. Too many bad memories, and now I was just there moments before this happened. I should never have gone to that damn protest. Darling, you don't need to justify yourself to anybody, especially not me. I was so happy when Goldfells accepted me into Fort. I desperately wanted to go, to prove my worth to the cause. Think of it this way. If you would not have gone to the protest, then you would never have been wrongfully indicted, and then we never would have met. Yeah, and I would not have been called a terrorist in all the papers. You are not a terrorist, okay? Ain't I? You sure? Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Oh damn it. What? Your card's not working here. Can't buy anything. Yeah, I probably shouldn't have uploaded that. Have you gone bankrupt or something? Unless you went on a serious shopping spree, there should be plenty of money on there. I guess we'll have to go without wine then. Here's the thing, I've got an important appointment tonight. It's surprisingly out of schedule, and I can't postpone it. You gotta be kidding me. I'm very sorry, darling. We'll see each other tomorrow. You always have an appointment. Appointment here, appointment there, appointment every fucking where. How can you constantly do this to me? Darling, please just calm down. Have you taken your Mephirin? Yes, damn it. It's the only thing that matters to you, that I'm on fucking happy pills all day. Darling, please, it's nothing like that, and you know it. So I keep my mouth shut whenever you leave me hanging. If I don't show up at this appointment, I risk losing a very important client. Fine. Don't you understand that? Oh no, I totally understand. Don't you risk losing that very important client of yours now? Cassie, don't be like that. I get it. I guess I'm just not an important client anymore. Oh, come on, Cassie. Going home now in case I'm getting up on that priority list of yours anytime soon. Please. It seems like a bit of a dick, but that's not reason to suspect her of being a terrorist. Right, so she's on meds. That seems like, to be honest, not that relevant information, but what's this Mephirin? Yeah, I saw it before. I can find out. It might be relevant to see, like, hospital records, I guess. So Goldfells and presumably the activist group she was invited to. Fort. Activist group called Fort. Interesting. Maybe this is what influenced her. And who is Goldfells? We should find something that shows her current attitude and see if we're following the right person. So she catches the bus there every day, so it seems fairly likely that she would just be passing by if it was done at a certain time. Meaning her presence there before the bombing could be coincidence after all. Yeah, because there's no reason to suspect her because she was just someone with a criminal record there. I'll reserve my thoughts until you find more evidence. Yeah, because you're a judgy little bitch, aren't you, Symes? Any information, just Mary, best friend at all times. So yeah, she was her best friend in April 2016, but more recently she sort of stopped hanging out and doesn't so much care about Mary Bly. Opposes the government vehemently. I mean, I guess it's relevant information, but I feel like you're going to twist this. Yep. Well, Miss Watergate, we aren't too fond of you either. Speak for your fucking self. I mean, she seems a little bit nasty to her boyfriend, but yeah, so the broken friendship seems more relevant as it's more recent. So you have to keep an eye on that. How sad. You don't have to provide like a running commentary here. She seems to be quite obsessed with Wonderland and that sort of thing. Yeah, so Mephirin Blue here, mood elevating medication, antidepressant. So presumably suggesting she's depressive. She might be emotionally unstable if she's reliant on this medication. I think a lot of people are on antidepressants. I mean, I know I would be if I wasn't under 18, so it doesn't feel that relevant to committing acts of terrorism. Just being on, like, antidepressants doesn't make you have a dangerous personality, mate. Fucking stop jumping to... No, please, fuck you, Symes. And we have by the looks of it, mostly abandoned blog post here, most of which seem to be archived and possibly private. Yeah, it looks like it. So the only one that I think we can actually read right now, oh, and we got an Orwell quote here. If liberty means anything at all, it means the right to tell people what they do not want to hear. It's just interestingly on like naming this whole system Orwell, like presuming like Orwell is the same person in this universe, if this quote exists, then it's sort of like, why would you name your surveillance system Orwell? It's like admitting you're the bad guys. It's cams everywhere, even at the Freedom Plaza. Is it just me, or is that more than just a little bit, I don't know, ironic? Like I said, that whole doublespeak thing of Freedom Plaza. You probably all know me as either that blue-haired punk bitch, stupid cunt, or anti-governmental terrorist. These are only some of the names I've been called during criminal investigations against me. That was just because in the middle of the chaos, someone believed to have seen me hurt a police officer. It never even occurred to anybody that it wasn't me. We were there because we wanted a peaceful protest. We have always been against violence. So this apparently conflicts with an unknown data chunk. So I'm guessing it's something as like, oh, she says that she's non-violent, and then says that she wants to like bash someone's face in, which, you know, I think those are consistent things, but it might not be to the system. One would assume that in an age where there are cams everywhere, it should be easy to prove whether I was at all involved, but it wasn't. It took weeks of investigative custody to figure out that the cam footage was actually not clearly showing anything at all, which raises the question, why are there so many cams in the first place? The answer is intimidation only. You keep calm, quiet and careful when there are cameras around, or you fear that there are cameras where you cannot see. When founding this blog years ago, Abraham predicted pretty much this for all of the web, and now it's in our real lives too. We have been brought to the Freedom Memorial since we were kids at school. We were told lavish tales about the founders of the nation, told to show national pride, and I know what you're thinking now. This thing is damn ugly. What is that donut even? The Let Freedom ring? But the statement behind this ridiculously enormous heap of stone should be clear. In the middle of the Capitol there is a symbol of freedom. Comprehensible symbolism for everyone, isn't it? With the cameras there, this is now the plaza of unfreedom, if anything at all. Very imaginative. No comments. I wonder if... yeah, I can actually see this here, along with Goldfell's, but I'm guessing we'll investigate him later. Yeah, so that conflicts with something that I'm not sure about just yet. Cassandra's timeline as well. Finally, someone had the grit and explosives to show how futile surveillance is. Okay, that is pretty extreme. But now we're getting to the point where like I'm saying something quite profound about her. Really, Cassie? You laugh at people being killed. Are you out of your mind? 3 people killed, 5 severely injured. Yeah, so at this point, there are thousands of cameras pointing to a target and the Big Bang still happens. I haven't laughed like this for ages. Okay, yeah, no, that's kind of... there's a little untethered there. I don't feel like it's justifying it. I feel like it's sort of just saying that, oh, the fact that this happened, despite that, like, shows that it's not worthwhile. But, yeah, I guess saying someone who had the grit and explosives to show that is like, I feel bad for uploading this because I know they're gonna twist it, but I suspected as much. Seems we're looking at the right person. Yeah, I don't think she did it, I just think that she appreciates it, I guess. Alright, what we found so far is all good and interesting, but I think we should be searching for something a little more concrete. Yes, Symes. We have to dig deeper. So someone called Juliet Carrington. Hey, Cassie. Hi, Jules. Cassie, I just wanted to know, your post on timelines about this assault, you really shouldn't write something like that. Really, Jules, you're not going to preach to me about this stupid post, are you? No. I just wanted to know what's wrong, Cassie. It's nothing. Just believe the two of us. No, just between the two of us. I just had to let off steam, you know. It's because of what happened, isn't it? Yeah, and lots of other shit today. This bombing stirred up all of this crap again. You know, what I did. What happened there wasn't your fault. So maybe we're getting a slightly more clear side of this story here. Cassie, you hurt that officer to save me and you succeeded. You mustn't forget about that. That was so brave. How can it have not been my fault? Julia, I smashed this freaking skull of a father of 2 children just because I lost it. Fuck. Who knows what would have happened if you hadn't stopped him. And this is why you should really remove this post. I feel like an asshole. The worst kind of asshole. I might be free, but not rightly so. I'm not innocent. Oh, Cassie. Nobody is innocent. I'll have to let go. Admitted guilt towards Juliet and Carrington for having injured a police officer in a rage. I mean, but both of these are true, but it feels like this has more specific information. What? Where did that come from now? This is perfect. We can arrest her and open up the investigation again. Right, no, that's not what I... Right. I mean, at least it will be, like, taking into account that it might have been aggravated. However, we probably won't be able to hold her for long if it really happened in defense of this Juliet. Very good work. The intervention team is already on its way. We'll need to wait for confirmation. I don't really have a choice in whether she gets arrested. I think this is always supposed to happen, but next stop, Wonderland, right? Just kidding. Next time be more careful with providing the wrong data though, okay? In Miss Watergate's case, it was not a problem to get her address with the help of local police due to her former record. Oh, we have another conversation here. I'm guessing this is her being arrested. I thought about what you said. Maybe you're right. I should take the post down. It'd be better, believe me. Wait a second. Somebody is at the door. Be right back. Okay, I'll wait. By the way, how is your boyfriend? You're still together? You haven't been talking about him all that much lately. Well, not as much as before. Hello? Are you still there? Cassie? I'll inquire if all went well with arresting Miss Watergate. You did a good job in any case. Although we have no proof she's involved in the bombing, we might be able to question her. Despite acting in defense of Miss Julia, she seems to be quite unstable and a threat. Okay. Okay, I just received confirmation that she is on her way to custody. Very good work indeed. I'm curious about this Fort group though. Whether they... Oh god. No. Take a look at the news. Right. So there's been another explosion, means unless she's acting in coordination with someone, it really couldn't have been her. Well, if these are connected attacks. So 2 dead after second explosion at Stelligan University campus. Is there a connection? That is horrible. 2 dead, similar approach, same letter found, so these are probably connected assaults. Either that or this could be a copycat attack. And if that wasn't enough already, Miss Watergate was in custody at the time, so that's her out the picture, at least for this attack. This complicates matters massively. So much for our simple test case. I need to speak to my superiors, see how we are to proceed given these extenuating circumstances. You did good today. You can log off and get some rest by clicking the button on the top right of the desktop. Try and get some sleep. I have a feeling the next few days are going to be trying at best. So we can now leave. Also, the forts are free, if I'm not mistaken. Was one of the forts still free? Yeah, it could be that force is behind these attacks, or the fort. I don't think there's much more relevant. I mean, it says there's new information here. Maybe if I click here, it might be relevant in the future, but yeah, I think that's just that they have profiles there. Anyway, yeah, I'm gonna quit for this day. I'm not sure you want to finish work for the day. All unprocessed data chunks will expire. Did I not process anything? I think I got everything. Anyway, so based on this, we have learned a severe assault occurred at the Freedom Plaza yesterday. Cassandra Watergate was present there prior to the assault and is thus being investigated. Hints of involvement of an activist group named Fort have been found. A second assault at Stelligan University occurred, seemingly connected to the first. This suggests Cassandra Watergate is either not the only perpetrator or not involved at all. She's been criminally charged with injury of a police officer. at a past protest. She's an artist. Criminal case was closed down due to lack of evidence. She's in a relationship with Joseph Langley. Undergone radical change after joining Fort. Collected data shows she might be potentially dead. Yeah, this is just like, oh, she's on medication, therefore she must be a crazy person who's just gonna kill everyone. Oh no. Like, most of the people I know on antidepressants are pretty, like, chill, just normal people. But anyway, Juliet Carrington claims that Cassandra defended her and an arrest has been made. Okay, so next day, just to sort of introduce that, I'll probably stop before the end of this day, though. I think it's like 5 chapters. I like 5 days. Welcome back. I hope you don't mind if we get started right away. We have tons of work ahead of us. I met with my superiors and they wish to continue with the test case. I believe in the capability of Orwell to handle this. Oh, and you, of course. Fucking dickhead. My superiors agree with me based on the information you've already extracted. The activist group known as Fort is worth investigating. This does feel like a little bit of a high profile assignment just to have like my first introduction to this, I assume. It seems that this Goldfels is an important member of Fort, so we now have the clearance to consider them as a target person. Now that Goldfels is a target person, there may be new data chunks available in documents you have already accessed. Don't forget to go back and recheck your sources. So really the previous day it was just gather as much information on her so we can arrest her, basically. Which kind of feels like a bit like they were sort of really wanting to arrest her just for nothing. But so now we have the opportunity to... I don't think we can target any of these people that are loosely connected yet. We have to go after target people like this. And we also have her arrest record here. Oh, her arresting office and holding facility were redacted. Interesting. So I'm guessing this is not publicly available, but it's been redacted from me in case I wanted to leak that information. So we have Goldfels here. We can upload his profile picture. That might not necessarily be a photo of him. And then the article here. The forts are free. Ah, interesting. Probably in some way connected. Either that or someone wanted to frame them. The letter, we are right, it seems. He immigrated to the nation in, he was a German immigrant. So Germany exists in this world. Interesting. I suppose if there's a German folk song, Germany has to exist, but... so it's not happening in like a completely fantasy world, it's just the nation is a made up place, and Parges is as well. An immigrant. Yeah, I can see the cogs whirring in your fucking racist brain, Symes here. So he created this blog. Interesting. The Fort, an activist group with the same name as this blog. Goldfels is the one who created blogs. Perhaps he founded, or even was the leader of the activist group. Ah, we're gradually unlocking these by the looks of it. He recruited 2 of his students and arranged 3 demonstrations like the one held at Freedom Plaza. Held demonstrations and he recruited students, suggesting he might be or might have been a professor at the time. What has been sacrificed along the way, in short, are we true to the initial goal of that formed group? We let ourselves be consumed by anger and hatred toward those we thought to do us wrong. I now see my high aims might well be the cause for all the events of the past months. More than anyone else have thought, I feel responsible. It says here that he doesn't like, or like he reacts badly to the past of thought. I mean, he does feel responsible for it, but I'm not sure that he actually is responsible. Menacing, but against whom? The state? The government? And what troubled past? He will halt his active engagement, so he resigned in 2016, and, notably, he had students at Stelligan. What now? Stelligan? The same Stelligan where a bomb just exploded. You know what I think about coincidences? I won't repeat it. So far, the evidence suggests that Goldfels was a prominent lecturer at Stelligan, and some of his students became involved in Fort. Did he, recruit them for his cause? We need to identify those students, see who else is involved with the group. And then we got someone else here of, this is what we wanted, this is what you wanted. They had it coming. Okay, and we got another conversation here with her lawyer. Hey you, I'm really sorry about last night. I really should have come over. It's just that this client is massively influential, could bring a whole lot of exposure to the office. Been trying to get a meeting for months and it went rather well, so here's hoping. God, I'm just a stupid old man who talks about his job too much. I'm sorry, it's just such a big part of my life. Hello? Are you still upset? Sorry, he presumably didn't realise that she's been arrested. It might not be public information yet. Cassie, can you at least answer me? If you don't, I'll start to worry. You know what I'm like. And we have a memorial at Silicon University. So the suspect of Ponting bombings was arrested. I'm assuming it says it's her. So a young woman has been brought into custody, but it doesn't actually say who it is. Right, so we can find some information about Goldfels here, presumably. So some courses here. Here we go, media ethics. Kind of makes sense if you were going to start like a blog about an Orwell quote or something. So Professor A. Goldfels has retired. Abraham Goldfels specifically. Just go back to here. I will probably finish up soon. Former professor of media ethics who left in around about the same time he left Fort, interestingly. Did you notice the bombing locations seem to be closely connected to Fort? There could be a pattern emerging. Fort has held 3 demonstrations, yet there have only been 2 bombings, which might imply, well, it's definitely a shot in the dark, but we absolutely need to do everything we can to prevent another attack. Take a close look at the past of each member with Fort. Find out the locations of all demos they have held. That might yield a hint. We got a better photo here suggesting that is actually him there. Previously held a position in a German daily newspaper, chairman of Global Media Ethics Congress. Just the average run-of-the-mill terrorist trait. Yeah, okay. Wow, that's a whole lot of information about this Goldfels. There's only one other page that could be indexed. Very strange indeed. I think the next course of action should be to look for other people in this Fort group, like the students he mentioned, and author of a book about surveillance called Die Gedanken sind frei. Well, what do you say to that? He literally wrote the book, and then it just says one more page related to him, which I think we might get the key information about him. Attendee list for... So we left in fall 2016, so it's probably the summer semester of 2016 for media and for Goldfels class. What do you know? Juliet Carrington and Harrison O'Donnell. We have seen this name before, haven't we? Right, she was a friend of Miss Watergate. Now it also appears that she was a student of Abraham Goldfels. I think that's enough to warrant a report. Give me a few minutes. Alright, we have authorization to investigate Miss Carrington. Oh, there's a process of authorization here. I thought I could just spy on anyone I wanted. Also, it says here student number NA, which suggests that he might not have actually attended for their... Oh, he's a guest, apparently. So O'Donnell, yes, we've seen that name connected to Miss Watergate. I'll report this right away. We've authorized to consider Harrison O'Donnell a target person. Now there's some more work for you. Congrats. Harrison and Juliet, those must be Goldfels students within Fort. Well done. So we can now see their timelines. So the system will only actually grant me access to people that I'm allowed to investigate. So for instance, like Joseph Langley, although I know who he is and I have photos of him, I can't upload information about him. Catherine Delacroix was a notable alumni, as was Joseph Langley, apparently. Catherine Delacroix being, I believe, like the security minister or something. I think, like, basically the equivalent of Priti Patel right now. Cool profile pic, I suppose. I wouldn't suggest that as his occupation, though. Deleted multiple posts from his timeline. Now it is good fucking riddance. Intriguing. You have something to hide then, Mr. O'Donnell. Seems to be people saying that there is self-censoring. Here we go. In a relationship with Juliet Carrington, but this conflict was something, I don't know what. So presumably they've broken up. I would guess if this was in 2016, they had some falling out since then. Why didn't you ask her out? No need for hiding anything. I can provide a nose correction just for you. To make you look just as awesome. You want that? Then off you fuck. Easily jealous? Yeah, that seems reasonable. So he's deleted most of his posts after this point. Suggest he had some reason to delete that, I'm not quite sure yet. And we have Juliet Carrington here as well, who we have a photo for, and she's got a lot more information here that's probably more accurate as well. So her date of birth, residence, and her interests. You know, I'm not so keen on going out late night, and that she's friends with Cassandra, which we kind of already gathered. Torture? Is that correct? What? Wow. This only on the... yeah, that's not... Oh fuck. I didn't particularly carefully put that information in. What does that actually say about her? I did not mean to upload that. Yeah, no, that's not... Fuck. Whoops. If you need any more proof that this isn't a good idea because I just accidentally said that she's tortured someone. We also have like a family website. Anyway, I am going to wrap up there because this is getting quite long. A bunch of more information about that, and as you'll expect, you progress and find out, and the decisions get a lot harder, and I've already made several mistakes here probably already, including engaging in torture, which I just mindlessly uploaded because I wasn't really thinking. Anyway, yes, I'm going to finish up there. I think you get the picture. It's sort of supposed to be a sort of... it's kind of a very narrative-driven thing. You get some choices, but most of the gameplay happens through this sort of mechanic. There is also later on the Insider, which... I believe you have like someone's computer details. When they open it up, you can basically see what they see, or just like access their computer when it's on. So, which I believe is something that you can actually do, and they can like actually turn people's computers on, including like webcams and stuff, which isn't just for dystopian governments. Like a good enough hacker could do that, especially on like public access Wi-Fi and stuff. So yeah, we live in a terrifying digital dystopia. This is probably the least scary part of it, to be honest. Anyway, yes, so anyway, I have been Firebolt, and this has been Orwell. Bye.